Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Governor, sir. We thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Deputy Governor.
Who the arms?
The governor, who has done tremendously well and has resoundingly been returned as governor of the Center of Excellence and State for Aquatic Splendor. A man of vision, a man of ideas, a man who makes Lagos and is always thinking of how to make Lagos rise higher and higher and higher. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu and his family alongside his lovely wife, Dr. Mrs. Claudiana Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, First Lady of Lagos State.
The saluting dies for the salute.
Show the arms! National salute! Present arms!
We all rise up for the national anthem.
Show the arms!
That was
Who
the
arms!
the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The parade commander, Superintendent of Police, Azubike Dibio, approaches Mr. Governor to seek permission to commence the parade.
Inauguration parade mounted by the establishment of Nigerian Police Force, Lagos State Police Command, made up of 4 guard commanders, 8 sub-guard commanders, standard parties, and 168 other ranks. Parade form, ready for your inspection, My Excellency.
Mr. Governor is proceeding to the reviewing vehicle, which will take him round to review the already formed up parade. As we can see, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is about commencing a review of the parade. The vehicle of Mr. Governor is being flanked on all sides by officers of the Nigeria Police Force. The overall parade commander, like I said earlier, is Superintendent of Police Azubike Dibio. He hails from Enugu State and studied political science at the Lagos State University. He enlisted into the Nigeria Police Force on the 1st of May 2002.
Orchestra, let's go.
Compatriots, Nigeria.
Orchestra, let's go. Orchestra, let's go.
We're waiting for the orchestra. Please take the national anthem. Now, the orchestra, please.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call, obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Oh God of creation, direct our noble cause and guide our leaders right. Help our youth the truth to know. In love and honesty to grow and live in just and truth. Great lofty height attain to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Justice will reign.
God bless Nigeria. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó.
Ajumosheni. Please can we put our hands together for Mr. Governor, Mr. Celebo, Mr. Babajide, Olusola, Sanwo-Olu. At this point in time, to formally welcome each and every one of us to this inauguration ceremony,
Please welcome the head of service of Africa's most proactive civil service, the irrepressible Mr. Akim Muri Okuola.
The former governor and the immediately returning governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, and the First Lady, his darling wife, Dr. Claudiana Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, the Deputy Governor, the returning Deputy Governor of Lagos, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, and his wife, Mrs. Oluremi Hamzat, the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa and his wife, the Chief Judge of Lagos State, Honorable Justice Kazim Alogba, members of the diplomatic corps here present, former governors here present, and their former first ladies, former deputy governors here present, and their spouses, members, elected members of the Lagos State House of Assembly, His Royal Majesty Oba Rilwan Oshuolale Aremu Akiolu, ably represented here by his White chiefs, led by the Okpelu of Lagos, Chief Lateef Ajose. Chairmen and members of statutory commissions, the esteemed body of permanent secretaries, service commanders, Rear Admiral A.M. Aruna, Brigadier General Edet MNI, Air Commodore Abu, the chairman of the All Progressive Congress in Lagos State, Honorable Colenius Ojelabi, the members of the Governor's Advisory Council here present, the chairman of local government and local government council development areas here present, former members of the Lagos State House of Assembly, former members of the Lagos State Executive Council, captains of industries and the organized private sector, and other stakeholders here present, other Royal Majesties, the Vice Chairman and other members of the Council of Obas in Lagos State, and other Royal Fathers here present, top functionaries and heads of ministerial agencies, religious leaders, Christian and Muslim clerics, community leaders, CDCs, CDAs, chairmen and members of our various labor unions and associations, other party faithfuls of the All Progressive Congress, market women, men, artisans, and school children, distinguished gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the good people of Lagos State and the over 149,000 public servants who will provide the needed support for the effective and efficient implementation of your administration's policies and programs, I congratulate both the Governor-elect, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, and Mr. Deputy Governor-elect, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, on the re-election and wish them a more successful and memorable second term in office. Before I conclude this brief address, let me once again use this moment to congratulate the President of our great country, Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, on their election, a success, swearing in, and also wishing them a very successful tenure. Once again, I welcome you all to this inauguration ceremony. May God bless you, bless Lagos State, and bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Your Excellencies, the stage ladies and gentlemen.
Oluremi Hamzat, my Lord, the Chief Judge, sir. Of course, we see all his children there with him to witness this historic occasion. At this point in time, I hand over the microphone to the Chief Judge of Lagos State, Honorable Justice Kazim Aluba.
All protocols duly observed as established by the head of state of Lagos State. This is the event we are here for, and it is for the incoming governor and the incoming deputy governor to once again swear before you men and God that they will continue to administer Lagos State with the divine guidance of Almighty God. And so I shall perform the brief ceremony now. May God help them. So we will start with the taking of oaths of office by the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Kadiri Obafemi Hamzat. So,
Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law, and always in the interest of sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will not allow my personal interest to influence my official conduct or my official decisions. I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will abide by the Code of Conduct contained in the 5th Schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will, in all circumstances, do right to all manner of people, according to law, without fear or favor, affection, or ill will. I will not, directly or indirectly, communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, except as may be required for the discharge of my duties as Deputy Governor of Lagos State. So help me, Almighty Allah.
Amen.
next will follow the oath of allegiance.
I, Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me, Almighty Allah. Amen.
Office and the oath of allegiance. So help him God.
Yes, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Deputy Governor, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State has been sworn in. Please applaud Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat. It is now official. He is the Deputy Governor for the next 4 years in the Center of Excellence, Lagos State.
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. Lagos as a Deputy Governor.
And he is going to be there for the next 4 years, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, as the oath of office has been administered on him by the Chief Judge of Lagos State, Honorable Justice Kazim Alugba. He is appending his signature now under the very watchful eyes of his wife and his children.
Congratulations. Congratulations. And the good Lord will help you to keep the oath you have sworn. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Deputy Governor, sir. Congratulations, wife of Mr. Deputy Governor and the children.
We want to appeal to the cameramen to please be considerate of those on the stand. There's a second riser there that you can use. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we present to you for his second term in office, Dr. Kadiri Obafemi Hamzat.
Congratulations, Mr. Deputy Governor, sir. Please, cameramen and photojournalists, there is a second riser for you. Please go there.
Now, Mr. Governor will take the oath of office as Governor of the State of Excellence, Lagos State. Mr. Governor, sir, kindly read.
I, Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As the Governor of Lagos State, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully, and in accordance to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Lagos State of Nigeria. I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will exercise the authority vested in me as governor so as not to impede or prejudice the authority lawfully vested in the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and so as not to endanger the continuance of the Federal Government of Nigeria. I will not allow my personal interest to influence my official conduct or my official decisions. I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will abide by the Code of Conduct contained in the 5th schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will, in all circumstances, do right to all manner of people according to law, without fear or favor, affliction or ill will. I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as Governor of Lagos State, except as may be required for the discharge of my duties as Governor. I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of Lagos State. So help me God.
Mr. Governor will also take the oath of allegiance.
The oath of allegiance. I, Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Amen.
Mr. Governor is appending his signature on the oath of allegiance and oath of office. It's a matter of seconds. Time is ticking. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a governor.
Yes, it is done.
The ever reliable Mr. Babajide
The First Lady of Lagos State, my darling wife, Dr. Claudiana, the Deputy Governor and his amiable wife, Dr. the Chief Judge of Lagos State, my Lord Honorable Justice Kazim Alugba, and other justices that are here present, Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Dr. Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa and his amiable wife, and other members of the House of Assembly that are here. Permit me to stand on all of the well-established protocol, and I greet everyone into this parade ground, and I say thank you very, very much for deferring the rain and for staying put to what you believe in. Exactly 4 years ago today, I stood before you for the first time as your governor to ask you to join me on a journey to a greater Lagos. 4 very eventful years have since passed, and here I am again, privileged beyond measure to take a second and final oath of office as your governor. Immense gratitude goes to the Almighty God, in whom we live and move and are being. He alone deserves all the thanksgiving for sparing our lives to see today, and for making it a joyful day and a day to celebrate the gains of the last 4 years. 4 years ago, we promised a better future for ourselves and our children. We did not think it would be easy or effortless. In fact, we knew it will require a lot of hard work and sacrifice and innovative thinking. There were also many things we did not expect or anticipate. Nobody could have foreseen that just ahead of us lay the most disruptive and devastating global health challenge of our lifetime. Nobody anticipated how the protests of the NSAS, which started peacefully, would descend into destructive wave of violence, the highest that we have seen in a long time. There were other disasters that was there to our state and its residents had to conform with. In these last 4 years, a spate of building collapse that claims lives and a massive gas explosion at Abule Ado, among others. And yet, in all of this, we saw the triumphant spirit of Lagos shine through. We saw a people who knew that they cannot be defined by tragedies that we saw a city that proudly wore its resilience in the face of raving virus and in the face of arsonism. We saw a mega city that had mastered the art of bouncing back regardless of what it faced. This is our Lagos, our home, our city, our pride. As we gather here at the Tafawa Balewa Square, a place laden with historic significance and resonating with echoes of our past, we cannot help but reflect on our journey so far. Lagos, our home, has grown from an humble port city into a bustling metropolis, a beacon of promise that attracts individuals from far and wide to seek opportunity to fulfill their dreams. Our city, teeming with energy and innovation, is an embodiment of our collective spirit, our shared dreams, and our relentless drive. Our potential is immense, and our will is indomitable. In my first term, we set the stage for a transformative change. We confronted significant challenges, from improving our infrastructure to ensuring adequate social services, from grappling with economic downturn to navigating a global pandemic. Yet, we never faltered. Our challenges became stepping stones, and our trials, the foundation of our resilience. We fought COVID-19, and despite being the national epicenter, we ultimately triumphed. May the souls of those who lost their lives to this virus continue to rest in peace. Arsonists and criminals set fire to public and private buildings, but they did not achieve their goal of permanently demoralizing us. All of this has helped us to bolster our confidence that we can surmount whatever challenges comes our way. And yet, very importantly, I must add that the last 4 years have not exclusively been about surmounting unforeseen challenges. There is so much more to our story than simply reacting to circumstances that lined our path. We have also been busy taking action. Instead of merely reacting, we have been writing a compelling story of deliberate progress, of action and ambition, fruitful policies, of committed governance, and of a results journey towards the unshakable idea of a truly greater Lagos. 4 years ago, I remember assuring you, the good people of Lagos, that it is possible. Indeed, it is possible. It is always possible. There's so much more for us than the challenges we face and surmount. There is more to us than the single story than pulling through disaster. There's a world-conquering private and public infrastructure rising around the land, like the largest single-train petrochemical refinery in the world, or the largest United States consulate complex in the world, or the largest children's hospital in West Africa, or the largest rice mill in sub-Saharan Africa. There is a constant outpouring of great artist talent from amongst us in music, visual art, theater, film, comedy, food, and many more. There's also the energy and the potential that has made us the startup capital of Africa. We have attracted global corporations like Microsoft, Google, Kimberly-Clark, Cassie, Equinox, Hyundai, Geely, and many more, who have collectively invested hundreds of millions of dollars in factories in our state. It must be said that none of this is happening as a fluke. Nothing has happened by accident. Everything has been a product of long planning, painstaking implementation, and the right economic terrain from 1999, when we kick-started the current democratic journey. As I noted on this day 4 years ago, since 1999, our tradition of progressive governance has set Lagos apart and strengthened people's belief in our ideology. That tradition of progressive governance, of enlightened leadership, has consistently yielded fruit for us and set us up as a model for other states across the country. It has delivered the dividends of democracy to you, our people, and has given us the opportunity to export our public sector innovation to the rest of the country. Even in the days when we were as a state in opposition to the federal government, we were hounded on every side by those who sought to embarrass us and undermine us. We never strayed from the progressive path. We did not seek to be like our opponents in order to make them take it easy on us. We held fast and firm, and history has always vindicated us again and again. We are lined up to a designation as Nigeria's center of excellence, and a day like this is an opportunity for us to celebrate that fact. But one thing we must never do is to commit the error of complacency. While we have made so much progress, there's also a long way ahead of us. You, the good people of Lagos State, still expect a lot more from us in several areas. And today is another opportunity to acknowledge your expectations and to rededicate ourselves to meeting and surpassing those expectations. We will work relentlessly to make Lagos the state where economic opportunities are abound, where our infrastructure is robust and resilient, and where the rule of law prevails. But our vision for Lagos goes beyond our fiscal infrastructure and our economic indicators. Our vision for Lagos is for a Lagos that is a beacon of cultural vibrancy, intellectual prowess, and humanistic values. A Lagos that not only drives the economic engine of Nigeria, but also enriches the soul of our nation. As we embark on this journey, we remember the timeless words of Mahatma Gandhi that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. I pledge, as your governor, to lose myself in the service of Lagos State, to work tirelessly for the well-being of every Lagosian, and to strive for Lagos that we all can be proud of. It is in line with this resolve that I'm pleased to announce that we're taking our team's governing agenda to the next level in our second term. The team's agenda, you all too know what they all stand for: transportation and traffic management, health and environment, education and technology, making Lagos a 21st century mega city, entertainment and tourism, security and governance. Henceforth, it will be known as Teams Plus. The plus representing the incorporation of an intensified focus in these next 4 years on social inclusion, gender equality, and youth development. In other words, we are strengthening and reinforcing our teams with a no one left behind philosophy. No one will be left behind on account of their social status. No one will be left behind on account of their gender or age. We will design all of our programs and policy to ensure that everyone is carried along and is catered for. This is our solemn promise to you, Lagosians. At this junction, fellow Lagosians, I would like to acknowledge and thank our former president, the outgone president of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, who until today, May 2029, was our president. His unalloyed love, kindness, and support for Lagos has contributed greatly to the many successes we have recorded. When the story of the transformational period of the history of Lagos is told, former President Buhari will occupy a very important part of it. Fellow Lagosians, today also is a day to remember, because it came before us and laid a solid foundation that we're able and proud to be proud of today. First and foremost is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, who began the Fourth Republic journey, who dreamed big dreams. The man who envisioned several groundbreaking visionary projects in Lagos, including the likes of Eko Atlantic City, the Lekki Free Trade Zone, which has birthed today several frauds, including the biggest refinery and the deepest deep sea port, amongst others. I must note that far away, almost 700 kilometers from here, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our father, our leader of our party, the All Progressive, has since taken the oath as the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And so on behalf of all of you Lagosians that are in this place, I want to say a big congratulations to the leader of our time, our brand new president, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. I salute you. Lagos salutes you. A big part of the track record that has propelled him to the highest level on the land was assembled here in Lagos. We're extremely proud of him and of what he has achieved here and what he has set to achieve at the federal government, using the developmental templates of what we have fine-tuned here in Lagos. Gratitude also to Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, a commander of the Order of the Niger, who took a oath of battle from Asiwaju and ran a fantastic race as the governor of Lagos. Mr. Fashola has just retired as a two-time minister of Works and Housing, and he has also represented us well. He has shown great credence and excellence as he served and as he abode out as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Lagos is also proud of you, and we're proud of the service that you have rendered. We also have my predecessor, Mr. Akiu Miambodi, from whom I took over, and who had made important strides that has made our work here easier in many aspects. We say thank you to you, and God continue to bless you. I also remember with great fondness and respect our democratic precursors from the early republics, the late Alhaji Lateef Jakonde and the late Sir Michael Otedola, as well as all the administrators and governors who ruled the state in military uniform, such as the late Brigadier General Mobolaji Johnson and the late Rear Admiral Ndubuisi Kanu. Their contribution to the development of Lagos State will never be forgotten. At this moment of the history of our state, it has fallen upon me to steer the ship and to move us closer than ever before to a greater Lagos of our dream. I made an important promise 4 years ago that I'm compelled to remind you of. I said, and I quote, "The Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu you see today shall not change or try to become something I am not. Every day, I have served you as your governor over the last 4 years. I have counted my time in days, in hours, and in minutes, and consistently and habitually done my very best to live up to my personal vow that I will not try to become something that I am not. I have strived to serve you Lagosians excellently without being addressed as His Excellency. I have served you with humility, with compassion, with a listening ear, bending over backwards where necessary to demonstrate to you, the people of Lagos, that leadership is first and foremost a servanthood. I have done my best at every junction to remind you Lagosians that this land belongs to all of us, and all of us who call it home must partake of its goodness. Regardless of what language we speak, or where we trace our ancestral to, or where in Lagos we live, or what religion we profess, regardless of our age or gender or political party, regardless of how long we have called this land home, we are all united by something deep and immutable, which is this: Lagos is the land we know as called home. It is the land to which our deepest dreams and aspirations are tied. A place where we seek to make tomorrow better than today, where we envision an easier life for our children than the one that we live today. Lagos is a place where our ancestors open up their hearts and homes and warmly welcome non-indigens, and thus fostering a culture of acceptance and diversity that has stood the test of time. Today, our beloved city thrives on this rich heritage of unity in diversity, creating an environment where dreams are nurtured, ambitions are realized, and individuals from all walks of life can find as home. As we continue to write the story of Lagos, let us embrace the spirit of inclusiveness and harmonious coexistence, for it is the spirit that makes us truly a Dear Lagosians, I can boldly say that we have had 4 fulfilling years. We have learned a lot, we have made mistakes, and we have also implemented many transformational policies and programs. We assure you that the progress we have made will not be reversed. We will remain steadfast in our mission to make Lagos State a model of good governance, a beacon of hope and opportunity for all. Our path is clear and our resolve is unshakable. As we venture into this second term, I want to assure you that the spirit of our endeavors remains unfiltered. We will continue to tackle our challenges head-on and celebrate our successes. We will harness the potentials of our greatness and the resources of our people. We stand on the threshold of a new era, an era that calls for us to evolve, to reimagine, and to forge ahead. Our vision for Lagos is one that sees no bound. It is a vision of a city where dreams take flight, where every citizen is a part of our growth story, and where the global community looks forward to us with respect and admiration. We will continue to build a Lagos that is not only a commercial nerve center, but a hub of innovation, an hub of culture, and a sustainable development. A Lagos that is not defined by merely its physical boundaries, but by the indefatigable spirit of its people. A Lagos that stands tall among the communities of the world, that is respected for its commitment to progress, is respected for its commitment to prosperity and the well-being of its people. I will echo the words of one of my referred predecessors, Alhaji Lateef Jakonde, who in his inaugural speech on October 1st, 1979, and he declared, "We shall be scrupulously fair and just to every citizen, be it high or low. We shall seek at all times and on all occasions that the greatest good of the greatest number we shall be guided by the timeless principles that the will of the people is the supreme law. In a similar vein, we shall continue to welcome constructive criticism, for as we pointed out in our 4 years ago, there lies the seed of improvement. Democracy thrives on differences of opinion and belief. We will strive to respect the opinions of others, even as we expect them to do the same to us. We will strive to communicate effectively and carry you along every step of the way, and to explain the ways and the hows behind the decisions we take on behalf of the people of Lagos. We are confident, as we have always been, that even if you do not believe what we say, you will not disbelieve what we do, because it will be clear as the day. Let me also say that the work ahead is not for government alone. It is not the exclusive responsibility of public servants or the civil service. We all share the responsibility of a state's future. On this day, 24 years ago, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his first inauguration speech as governor of Lagos, acknowledged this vital truth, and I quote again, "We cannot do it alone, and we do not have all the answers. We seek, therefore, the cooperation and collaboration of all the citizens of Lagos." It is also Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, who in May 2018 says, "For us to move forward, to keep moving and moving forward, we have to do it together, all of us together." The task ahead of us is indeed a collective responsibility. That is why we always say, "Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni." The greatness and the strength of Lagos lies in the collective spirit of its people, whether it is in your paying tax or treating the public property with care and respect, or saying something when you see something going wrong or somebody is breaking the law. For us as a government, I will be the first to acknowledge on our own side of the social contract the responsibility of government to govern with honesty, to govern you transparently, to govern you with humility, and to govern you with all dedication that comes with it. I can assure you that our administration will continue to foster a culture of transparency, accountability, and participatory governance. Lagos, we will not let you down. I cannot end without acknowledging the hard work and dedication and the sense of loyalty that I've received from the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Kadri Opafemi Amzad, who has been my friend and partner for the past 4 years. Mr. Deputy Governor, thank you very much. God will strengthen you and reward you accordingly. I have no doubt that we set to accomplish as a team over the next 4 years will make the past 4 years look even modest in comparison. I equally thank your adorable wife, Mrs. Oluremi Hamzat, who has been a dependable partner and a pillar of strength to you. To my darling wife, the first lady, Dr. Claudiana Abijoke Sanwo-Olu, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a sure source of support, strength, and inspiration. Your commitment to the people of Lagos, especially the women and the youth, the children that you meet, continue to inspire change and progress. Your selfless love and dedication has been a steady compass and a guiding light and an uplifting one throughout this journey. Thank you very much, sweetie. My gratitude also goes to the Lagos State 9th House of Assembly under the able and dedicated leadership of Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, Your unwavering commitment has been instrumental in driving a shared vision for a greater Lagos. I look forward to a continued collaboration as we forge ahead on this journey of transforming Lagos into a city that truly symbolizes the aspiration of its people. To the Lagos State Judiciary, led by my brother and my big egbon, Honorable Chief Justice Kazeem Alugba, I say thank you for your invaluable contribution to the progress of our beloved state. We have looked forward, as we look forward to the future, I'm confident that our continued partnership will foster and reinforce the pillars of justice and fairness that Lagos is built upon, furthering our shared mission of creating a greater Lagos for all of us. To the Lagos State Executive Council, the 2019 to 2023 class that supported me and Mr. Deputy, to all the permanent secretaries, to all the heads of agencies and parastatals, to all the heads of commissions, to the entire civil service of Lagos State, to our security and law enforcement agencies, I want to say a big thank you. Your sacrifice have not been in vain and will never be in vain. Lagosians appreciate you, and we do appreciate you. I am incredibly grateful for the robust support we have constantly received from our revered traditional rulers from all the Ibile division of Lagos State, led by the Oba of Lagos himself. All of you were grateful for your support. To all of our esteemed religious leaders and men of faith, we say thank you. To our proactive members of the civil society organization, the NGOs and the non-governmental one, to all of our community development associations and community development committees, we say big thank you. Your invaluable insight and your undue role is in tirelessly bridging the gap between governance and our diverse community has significantly influenced our initiatives, our policies, and is ensuring that we align with the needs of our people. The possible impact of your collective effort is evident in the strides we have taken towards a sustainable development and a prosperity. You are indeed worthy to be called our developmental partner, and for your unwavering dedication to a common goal, I say a big thank you. I say a big thank you to our international community who sees Lagos as home for all of them. All of you, our multilateral and bilateral agencies that are in Lagos, thank you very much for your continued support to the Center of Excellence. And finally, to all you, the proud, resilient people of Lagos, I will end this inaugural address exactly as I started 4 years ago. Indeed, our best days lies ahead of us. Let us take this powerful message and be inspired by it. From the market square to the boardroom of our great mega city, from the seashore to the skyscrapers, from the courtyard to the classrooms, from the tenements to terraces, let it be proclaimed now and always that the best lies ahead of us. Let these words be heard loud and clear in every nook and cranny of this land, from Ijegun Egba to Abule Egba, from Orile to Orile Onipetesi, from Olowo Gbowo to Igbogbo, from Ilashe to Ibeshe, from Okota to Ikota, from Amukoko to Okokomaiko, from Bariga to Agege, from Agbowa Ikosi to Ikosi Ejirin, from Alagbado to Alakuko, from Ajeromi Felodun to Olowo Gbowo in Lagos. And here at Tafawa Balewa Square, and indeed all parts of our dear state. The best time is still ahead of us. And may the Almighty God grant us the grace to truly believe in and pursue this best ever working atonement of our life. I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you, and I say God bless the citizens of Lagos State. God bless our brand new president, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless you all. Thank you all, and have a good afternoon.
Can we please applaud Mr. Governor? He moves on to the saluting dais to take the chairs from the parade. Thereafter, the national anthem, and the parade commander will seek his permission to dismiss this parade. The inaugural speech of the governor has just been completed.
Babajide ti sọ àti gbọ́.
The band, take it down. The band, take it down,
Sanwo-Olu
please. The band, take it down.
Sanwo-Olu.
Babajide, please take it down.
Remove headdress! Remove headdress! Three actions! The Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olu Sanwo-Olu. Hep, hep, hep! Hep, hep, hep! Hep, hep, hep! Right! Replace address! Replace address!
And after the headdresses have been replaced, we will take the national anthem before the permission is given to dismiss the parade.
Shout out! National shout! Present arms!
Mayor.
Oh, I wish you were here.
I'm always with you.
But it's not the same without you.
MTN 5G's amazing technology will change how we experience life and the internet. Get ready to encounter the incredible, and remember, no be juju, na MTN 5G.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today.
Mama, them say we must pay before 12 p.m. You go get them. It's Momo. Simple and fast.
Momo. Better than cash. Dial *671# to start.
Our truck has been hit. We need backup transportation. Over.
When chaos becomes the order of the day, corruption knows no boundaries.
So you want us to drug Jimmy to get him out of the way?
And oppression gets to have a field day.
Esther, is that your house?
What becomes of the innocent?
The beautiful man camp is under attack, sir. What?
Lahira premieres on the 4th of April at 9 p.m. WAT on Africa Magic Showcase.
I wish you were here.
I'm always with you.
Get ready to encounter the incredible. And remember, no be juju, na MTN 5G.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Join me, Precious Amayo, as I bring you news from the epicenter, where it happens and when it happens, staying on top of every breaking story, minute by minute, right at the hour when the city gets busy and just before it sleeps. We're live from every angle with objective insight and analysis. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Every week, Green Angle, in partnership with Wild Aid, will bring you a documentary series on environmental issues affecting Nigeria's amazing biodiversity, from climate change, air pollution, and wildlife conservation. We will be traveling across Nigeria to give you on-the-ground report of the issues affecting our environment. It airs every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
Do solemnly swear.
On the news tonight, Nigeria's new president, Bola Tinubu, takes his oath of office. promises to govern and not rule over Nigeria. The inauguration of President Tinubu has the highest number of foreign heads of state delegations. Chairman and founder of Dar Communications, Raymond Dokwese, dies at 71. In sport, Chelsea appoints former Tottenham manager Mauricio Pochettino as new manager. This is TVC News at 7, reaching you live from our headquarters here in Lagos. We begin with the inauguration of Bola Tinubu as the 6th democratically elected president, where cheers and celebration filled the air. Nigerians just heard the most titillating speech in the history of the country's inauguration. In the president's speech, he made a bold declaration about Nigeria's unity and sovereignty, indicating the country will exist as long as the world exists. TVC News correspondent who were at the Eagle Square venue of the inauguration now reports.
I stand before you.
A long-anticipated day. Indeed, it was worth the wait for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This inauguration will clearly remind him that elections have ended and the weight of the country rests on his shoulders. After swearing the oath of office that gives him legitimacy, Bola Tinubu was presented with the national colors that affirms him as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And then comes the inaugural speech, a statement of intent. He first acknowledged how divided the country was as a result of a keenly contested election, but he committed to strengthening the bond that binds Nigeria in its diversity.
For me, I thank you as well. I extend my hand across the political divide. I ask you to grasp the national affinity and brotherhood. For me, political polarization has faded away. All I see here are Nigerians. All of you. And we uphold this city, an excellent notion as a new Nigeria idea.
President Bola Tinubu commended his predecessor for phasing out the fuel subsidy regime, an economic policy he describes as wasteful. Just as was promised in the Renewed Hope Manifesto, President Tinubu insists his administration will turn around the fortunes of the country, from security to the economy, and from agriculture to infrastructure.
We shall consult and dialogue, but never dictate. We shall reach out to all, but never put down a single person for holding views contrary to our own. We are here to further mend and heal this nation, not tear and injure it.
Now, President Bola Tinubu is expected to unveil his team, and they will be thoroughly scrutinized to see their level of competence, capacity, and political will.
A brand new Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, leading a new administration. The coming days will be crucial to see how his government will point the country in the direction of national growth and development. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
The inauguration of the new President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria has come and gone, but highlights of the exchange of baton, marked by pomp and pageantry, remains with us. The highlights of the event included the display of unity as different past leaders and current ones, including first ladies, filed in alongside the men of the movement, the president and vice president. Thereafter, the transfer of power while the oath of office was applied was significant, a beautiful display of democracy and continuity. The day soon progressed as the crowd at Eagle Square bade farewell to the outgoing president and vice president, and soon the president took control and mounted the podium to give his first national speech.
The rumor that our nation will break up, even perish, they have even redesigned the map. Yet we are here. We have stumbled at times, but resilience and diversity have kept us going.
This moment easily was the highlight of the day as the president stood tall and gave the most memorable inauguration speech in recent memory. He was emphatic about his economic policies to create jobs, eliminate fuel subsidy, unify exchange rate, and lower interest rate. In the same breath, he projects the sanctity of the Nigerian state and urges the patriotism of all Nigerians to build a great country, which he said was the best hope of the black race.
Congratulations to Nigerian youth, because for the first time we are going to be seeing youth in the cabinet. And we have so much confidence that Asiwaju is going to be a great president. We're excited. This is why we supported him. This is why the youth rallied around him. And as he has done, stretching out his hand of fellowship to every Nigerian, it's time now for the administration to work.
Area where the government can really create more job opportunity for youth is through ICT, because if you look at ICT, everybody cannot be, you can work for yourself, because using the instrumentality of ICT and the disruptive innovation that comes with ICT. And that's the area where I'm happy when the president said it.
Following his speech, the president's parade was beautifully choreographed, as was the entire event of the day, which will go down in the history of Nigeria as distinct. No doubt, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu enunciated an economic-driven administration, and even on matters of security, he believes if re-engineered properly, the economy will address the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. Habib Alawal, TVC News.
Democracy thrives when the rule of law is obeyed and there are checks and balances among the three arms of government. Since 1999, Nigeria has had a peaceful transition from one democratically elected president to another. The inauguration ceremony to usher in Bola Tinubu as president was the 7th scheduled public inauguration conducted by Chief Justices of Nigeria. Section 140, subsection 2 of the Constitution and Section 10 of the Oath Act says, the oath of office shall be administered by the Chief Justice of Nigeria. In 1999, President Olusegun Obasanjo was sworn in by Justice Mohammed Owais. In 2003, when President Obasanjo won the re-election, he was sworn in by Justice Katsina Alu. In 2007, President Musa Yar'Adua was sworn in by Justice Idris Kutigi. In 2011, President Goodluck Jonathan was sworn in by Justice Mahmoud Mohammed when he was elected after completing the term of Musa Yar'Adua, who died in office. In 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari was sworn in by Justice Walter Onoi. When President Buhari won the re-election, he was sworn in by Justice Tanko Mohammed. Today, the oath of allegiance and the oath of office was administered to Bola Tinubu by Justice Olukayode Ariwola.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do solemnly swear that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The swearing-in ceremony would have been performed by Justice Tanko Mohammed had he not resigned from office in 2022.
I, Kashim Shetima, do solemnly swear.
The vice president-elect is sworn in before the president, a matter of practice and norm. Section 141 of the Constitution says there shall be the federation of the vice president. Having their wives standing beside them is a case of culture and tradition in a constitutional democracy. The oath of office is contained in the 6th schedule of the Constitution and 2nd schedule of the Oath Act. Section 5A of the Oath Act spells out how the oath of office is taken. If the person being sworn in is a Christian, he would hold in his right hand a copy of the Holy Bible or the New Testament. If he is a Muslim, he places both hands on the Quran. If he is a Jew, he would hold in his uplifted hand a copy of the Old Testament.
The inauguration ceremony of the President of Nigeria takes place after every 4 years to mark the commencement of a new president.
Joining us at this time now is Dayo Adeyeye, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress. Thank you for joining us at this time. It's a historic day in Nigeria, and the President Bola Tinubu has reeled out a number of promises. What do you make of his inaugural speech?
I want to say kudos to the former President Muhammadu Buhari, and to welcome the new president for a new era, a new dawn in the history of Nigeria. It was a beautiful day. It's a great thing. Some of these things that we take for granted in Nigeria, they are like miracles in the eyes of citizens of other African countries. They are almost impossibilities in the eyes of citizens of virtually all the countries, citizens of virtually all the countries of Africa. Handing over of power from one democratically elected government to another for the 7th consecutive time is not a thing to be taken for granted. It is a great achievement for the people of this country. It is a thing for which we should congratulate ourselves. We have everything to be proud as a nation, particularly about our democratic journey in the last 24 years. It has been a great one, a great journey in which we have strengthened our democracy. And particularly, given the fact that the last election that ushered in the new administration that was sworn in today has been the very best since the return to democracy in 1999. So it has been a very great day, of which I'm personally grateful to God Almighty, and for which all Nigerians should be very proud and be thankful to the God Almighty that brought us together as a nation.
Indeed, Nigerians are proud about this auspicious occasion, and people are really concerned. They are glad greatly about the promises that the president has made, talking about security and especially about the economy also, and on the issue of fuel subsidy particularly. What do you make of his speech and his promises to Nigerians in this administration?
His speech was a great one. He spoke powerfully, and he addressed the critical issues for which Nigerians actually expected him to address. The critical issue of security. He promised to lay out a new security architecture that will deliver, that will end the security challenges that we had, so that Nigerians can have peace in their homes and when they travel around the country, so that they can go about their daily duties without any fear that they will face one security problem or the other. He addressed the issue of the economy. And critical for the issue of the economy is the fact that it's going to end this wasteful fuel subsidy. It may be painful in the initial stages, but I think it's a necessary thing to do. Like the president said, even the budget has been handed over to him that will begin to implement from today does not have provision for fuel subsidy. So there's no way you could have done it. So fuel subsidy has effectively come to an end. But it's a good news for Nigerians, because the kind of waste
3 trillion, 8 trillion, going to almost 10 trillion that we waste on fuel subsidy, that kind of money will now be saved to address other critical areas of the economy, like the President have said, critical areas like education, like health sector, like agriculture, like building new infrastructure for the country. That is crucial. And therefore, I think it's a new dawn for Nigeria. Yes.
All right. I'd like us to talk further about this, and especially about the attitude of Nigerians, because the moment the president made that declaration at the Eagle Square, fuel stations in at least our own locality here in Lagos, for instance, a number of them shut down. And those who opened, were selling just from a few of their pumps. So what do you have to say to Nigerians at this time, especially about helping this administration deliver on its promises?
I want Nigerians to end our old attitude of trying to profiteer from every situation. I mean, particularly those who deal in petroleum products. They should end the idea of profiteering from, profiteering from the pains of Nigerians. So, the president-elect have made his decision. It's going to be implemented. There will be initial pains. I want to appeal to Nigerians to bear it. Sooner than later, these petroleum dealers will find that the matter is out of their hands. Dangote refinery is coming on stream by July. There will be new modular refineries. Other Nigerians are going to be investing in the petroleum sector because of the removal of fuel subsidy. So, because you can't have subsidy and you have investment in that sector. So with that, in a year down the line, all the pains that we may experience in these early stages will disappear. And we may even have a reduction in prices. And so it will be good days for Nigeria. So I want to appeal to the petroleum dealers, rather than shutting down, rather than maybe suddenly increasing the pump price of petrol, they should please cooperate with the new administration. This administration means well for Nigerians. They should not increase the pain of Nigerians or create problems for a new government that is just coming on stream, particularly with a good policy like ending the fuel subsidy.
Senator Dayo Adeyeye, chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 7.
Thank you very much for having me.
Still to come on TVC News at 7, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, a Catholic priest, has been sworn in as the governor of Benue State. Details of this and other stories after the break. Please stay with us.
The rains are here again. Seasonal climate forecasts have revealed the possibility of flooding in several communities of Nigeria. Clear away solid wastes that block drainages and waterways to mitigate the risk of flooding in your area. Evacuate from flood-prone areas to safe higher grounds and report any flood incidents to emergency responders near you. Listen to weather forecast and comply to safety instructions. Disaster management is everybody's business. This message is brought to you by the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. NEMA, for the sake of the distressed.
You're watching TVC News at 7, and here is a reminder of our top stories. Nigeria's new president, Bola Tinubu, takes oath of office, promises to govern and not rule over Nigeria. Inauguration of President Tinubu has the highest number of foreign heads of states delegations. Chairman and founder of Dark Communications, Raymond Dokpasi, dies at 71. In sports, Chelsea appoints former Tottenham manager Mauricio Pochettino as new manager. Thanks for staying with TVC News. Founder of Dark Communications, owners of Africa Independence Television and Ray Power FM, Chief Raymond Alego Dokpasi, is dead. His death was announced on Monday in a statement signed by his son, Raymond Dokpasi Jr. The statement read, quote, "It is with deep sadness and heavy hearts that we announce the passing of High Chief Raymond Alego Anthony Dokpasi, Izomo of Wepa, Wano Kingdom, who passed away on May 29, 2023. High Chief Dokpasi was a beloved husband, father, grandfather, and friend to many. He will be deeply missed by all who knew him," end quote. According to Mr. Dokpasi Jr., High Chief Raymond Dokpasi was an accomplished businessman, a pioneer in the Nigerian media industry, and a philanthropist who dedicated his life to the service of his country and his community. He says his legacy will live on through the impact he made on the lives of many. Details about circumstances surrounding his death were not revealed in the statement, but the family promised to make further remarks later. May his soul rest in peace. The week-long activities lined up to usher in the second term of Babajide Sanwo-Olu and Obafemi Hamzat as the Lagos State Governor and Deputy Governor was ramped up with the inauguration on Monday. Senior correspondent Adedoja Salamadeni was at the Tafawa Balewa Square venue of the inauguration and now reports.
Tafawa Balewa Square was the place where the British Union Jack was lowered for the last time and the green, white, green Nigerian flag was hoisted to herald Nigeria's independence from the British colonial rule in 1960. It is the same venue Babajide Sanwo-Olu and Obafemi Hamzat's second-term inauguration ceremony is taking place, just like the first. In the presence of their family members and friends, political associates and well-wishers who defied the Monday downpour. In no time, the governor inspects the guard of honor.
Guard 2 is being commanded by ASP Olupete. Next is the United Nations peacekeeping flag. Obafemi Hamzat.
At exactly 11:26 a.m. local time, Obafemi Hamzat mounted the podium for his oath of office.
I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Mr. Governor! Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who maintains his stand as the 15th governor of Lagos State, also promised to serve to the best of his ability.
I, Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria as the Governor of Lagos State.
In his second-term inaugural address, Governor Sanwo-Olu pledged to work harder for the well-being of all Lagosians.
As we venture into this second term, I want to assure you that the spirit of our endeavors remains unfiltered. We will continue to tackle our challenges head-on and celebrate our successes. We will harness the potentials of our greatness and the resources of our people. We stand on the threshold of a new era, an era that calls for us to evolve, to reimagine, and to forge ahead. Our vision for Lagos is one that sees no bound.
As this administration begins another 4 years tenure, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said he and his deputy, Obafemi Hamzat, would do things a bit differently to further strengthen the capacity of the state government towards achieving its goal of a greater Lagos. Adedoja Salamadeni, TVC News, Lagos.
Reverend Father Hyacinth Alea, a Catholic priest, has been sworn in as the governor of Benue State. He took over from Samuel Otom, whose tenure elapsed on the 29th of May. The inauguration ceremony held at the IBB Square in Makudi marked a significant milestone for both the state and the clergy. Maya Wakwato has more.
Dignitaries, religious leaders, and citizens from across the state gathered to witness this historic event. Jubilation fills the air as Reverend Father Hyacinth Alea's convoy drives in grand style. Reverend Father Alea, along his deputy Sam Ode, took the oath of office, pledged to serve the people of Benue State with utmost sincerity, transparency, and accountability. Shortly after taking the oath of office and inspection of guards, he expresses displeasure over the state of Benue State's decay in all sectors, as he assured the people of the state of adequate security to enable the business community to return to the state. He also promises adequate security and prompt payment of salaries and pensions as he directs all commercial banks to freeze all Benue bank accounts.
As your governor, I'm committed to working with security agencies and the federal government to ensure the safety of lives and property in our state. We will prioritize and address the issue by ensuring that all verified arrears of salaries, pensions, and gratuity are paid promptly without further delay. I am not a governor for APC. I am the governor of Benue State.
The reality on ground today is that we have a new dawn in Benue State. And all of us, Benue State indigenes, we owe a responsibility to Benue State and the government and governor of Benue State to support him.
You can see the number of Benue people cut across that are gathered here today to witness this thing. So they are happy that there is a man they believe will change the story. And by God's special grace, he will change the story of Benue.
I feel so happy. I am full of joy. I have been doing this for over 30 years with my husband, even before we come on board as governor and first lady. So it's just a continuation. And I want to say, my people, we see the best, what they haven't seen before.
Reverend Father Isent Alia is sworn in as the 6th democratic elected governor of Benue State. Mayowa Okwatso, TVC News, Makodi.
Speakership aspirant for the 10th House of Representatives, Mukhtar Betara, has congratulated the new president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, Bola Tinubu, and his vice, Kashim Shettima, on their successful inauguration as they lead the country to greater heights. The chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Appropriation, also congratulated the 28 new state governors sworn in across the states of the Federation. Mr. Betara, in a statement, expressed optimism that the president and vice president, those successful former governors and former senators in their capacities, will take Nigeria to higher heights, having delivered dividends of democracy to their respective states. He urged Nigerians to give their maximum support to the new leaders to perform and recover the nation towards the path of security, socio-economic revival, unity, and development. Away from that, Kogi State government has condoled the people of Yagba West and East local government areas on the deaths of 5 people whose vehicle plunged into a canal around the Omi Dam. A statement signed by the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwo, the government said it would liaise with relevant authorities to offer support to the victims' families, adding that investigation is ongoing into the circumstances leading to the incident. Mr. Fanwo said the government is willing to cooperate with the Lower Niger River Basin Development Authority to improve the safety of people working around the canal and passengers traveling along the route around the canal to prevent further loss of life. Now to Kwara State, where Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak says he will consolidate on his first-term achievement by completing ongoing projects across the state. While addressing the people of the state after his second-term swearing-in ceremony, the governor also declared a 6-month maternity leave for nursing civil servant. Correspondent Ibrahim Alege reports, and we'll be back with business news.
Just like in 2019, the swearing-in ceremony of the Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak and his deputy Kayode Alabi was held inside the State Exco chamber in a low key. The deputy governor was the first to take his oath of office as administered by the Chief Judge of Kwara State, Abiodun Adebara. At exactly 8:30 in the morning, Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak took his oath of office. Addressing the people of the state, the governor promised to consolidate on his first-term achievements by completing all ongoing projects.
Adequate attention will be focused on completing projects like the Law International Conference Center, the Revenue House, Innovation Hub, Visual Art Center, the Sugarcane Factory, OC and Illusion about campuses of the Kwara State University, Industrial Park, Shea Butter Factory in Kayama, and amongst other projects.
Other priorities of the government will include implementation of the Ilorin City Master Plan to develop new satellite towns that will pave the way for affordable housing units and industrialization.
The Ilorin Capital City Master Plan will be followed by a grander Kwara State Master Plan that will cover Kwara South and Kwara North for sustainable living. Affordable housing program will be another priority of this dispensation. This will help civil servants and other citizens to own their own homes. It will also help on planned construction and support decent living conditions.
The governor also declared a 6-month optional maternity leave for nursing civil servants.
To strengthen our multifarious initiatives for a better future, I'm thereby announcing optional 6 months maternity leave for female civil servants who wish to practice exclusive breastfeeding.
Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak was re-elected in the March 18 governorship election on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. Immediately after his swearing-in ceremony for a second term in office, Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak left for Abuja to attend the presidential inauguration. He now has more responsibilities in his second term, having emerged as the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum. Ibrahim Alige, TVC News, Ilorin.
And in business news today, former Lagos State Governor Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been sworn in as the 16th President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the 6th democratically elected President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The oath of office was administered by the Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, at the Eagle Square in Abuja. Also, Senator Kashim Shettima was sworn in as Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Earlier with me today, the Chief Consultant at B. Adedikpe Associates Limited, Dr. Biodun Adedikpe, spoke on the inauguration of President Tinubu and the expected improvement across the economy.
The Petroleum Industry Act and then the Appropriation Act of 2023, both of them are very clear that post-June 2023, there will not be reference to subsidy any longer in Nigeria. So legally, subsidy is already out of the window. Now, the third premise for me is what could be, and that was the question I asked myself, what would be the rationale for those two laws coming together at the same time? One is PIE, making reference to first half of 2023, and now the budget is also talking about the first half. So I now ask myself, is there anything that would change in terms of where we source refined petroleum products for? And of course, we saw that happen in the last 1 week, thereabout, when the Dangote refinery was inaugurated. And then the promoter, the chief promoter, put out a word that by end of July, early August, the refined products of Dangote refinery should be in our pumps. So which means then that we expect the product to be in the market on the one hand. Equally, I told myself at the time that there are 2 modular refineries also operating already in Edo and Delta. So if I take those 3 and I ask myself, what is the likelihood that in the second half of 2023, they'll be producing and distributing refined petroleum products? So I told myself, for a venture, that is what the government is looking at, that we no longer need to import at the volume we're importing.
Moving on now, the President of the African Development Bank, Mr. Akinwumi Adesina, is asking the federal government of Nigeria to invest in young people of the nation on sustainable basis. Mr. Adesina said this at the inaugural lecture for President Bola Tinubu, which held in Abuja. He said, and I quote, "Nigeria must create youth-based wealth. We must move away from so-called youth empowerment programs. What's needed to unleash the entrepreneurship of Nigerian youths are brand new financial ecosystem that understand, value, promote, and provide financial instruments and platforms for nurturing business ventures of the youth." End quote. Now, away from that, now, latest data from the Nigerian Communications Commission shows that active internet subscribers in the country surged by 2.7 million in the first quarter of 2023. The report reveals that internet connections at the end of March hit 157.5 million compared to 154.8 million in December 2022. A breakdown shows that main mobile network operators as MTN, Airtel, Globacom, and Nine Mobile ruled the market with a total of 156.9 million, 360,614 internet subscriptions, which were provided by VoIP providers Smile and Natel, while 221,247 subscribers came from the ISPs. Also, broadband subscriptions or high-speed internet access increased from 90.4 million in December of last year to 92 million at the end of the first quarter of 2023. Still in the telecommunications sector, in assuring its commitment to affordable services, the Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Professor Omar Dambata, has called for sustainability and improved telecommunication services for elderly and people living with disabilities. This appeal was made during the 92nd edition of the Telcom Consumer Parliament in Lagos, themed Consumer Protection for People Living with Disabilities and the Elderly. The EBC states that the PLWD and elderly are an important segment of the population that needed to be provided for irrespective of their locations. Professor Dambata further noted that no one in the society should be disenfranchised when it comes to access to affordable telecommunication services and sustainability of those services.
We have not promoted what measures we put in place, ladies and gentlemen, towards empowering and protecting the consumer. Our 2442 came about. This is a code that you can use to protect yourself from unsolicited text messages. We also emphasize the importance of the 622, a toll-free number of the Nigerian Communications Commission, which you can use to, lay your complaints, submit your complaints to the NCC, and these complaints, are normally promptly resolved. We equally educated Nigerians about the existence of our emergency communications number, the 112. I'm very, very proud to say all these three numbers are fully functional. What you can try them. If you are receiving any unsolicited text messages, please send stop uppercase to 2442 and tell me what you receive.
We must ensure that all Nigerians, regardless of their physical abilities, have robust access to communication services. Globally, best communication standards dictate that telecom services must be accessible and user-friendly to all consumers.
Asian shares in U.S. stock futures rose today thanks to a weekend deal by U.S. President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to suspend the government's debt ceiling, ending a protracted stalemate and providing some reliefs for investors. This positive news lifted S&P 500 futures 0.2% in Asia, while Nasdaq futures fell 0.4%. MSCI's broadest index of Asian Pacific shares outside of Japan gained 0.3%. While Tokyo's Nikkei surged 1.3% to a fresh 33-year high. China's blue chip is 0.1%, while Hong Kong Hang Seng Index slipped 0.3%, weighed down by profit data for China's industrial firms on the weekend that reinforced growing signs of loss of momentum in the world's second biggest economy. U.S. shares rallied at the end of last week on hopes of a debt ceiling deal on an optimism about artificial intelligence. The Dow Jones Industrial Average ended a 5-day losing streak on Friday. Crude oil prices began this week with a gain after President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy were reported to have reached a provisional agreement on raising the debt ceiling. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to sell at $73.18 per barrel, with an upward price margin of 0.70%. Brent also experienced an uptick of 0.61% to sell at $74.42 per barrel. Bonny Light recorded an upward price review of 1.02% to sell at $76.08 per barrel. And for the OPEC basket, crude dealers are offering $76.94, and it's down 0.71%. That's business news. Next is sports. Stay with us.
It's always a great morning on the TVC Breakfast Show.
Thanks for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
With the array of stories that matter and what's behind them.
As you say, the first blow indicates the direction of government.
Tell us what really is going on between your union and the federal government.
Once it's generated,
don't use it, it's waste.
We are not even sure whether we have a strategy for security.
Are you saying that there was nothing wrong in that?
Was he the one driving the taxi?
Answer the question.
Reveal your morning with all you need to know.
Like yes,
just mundane lyrics.
Yes.
How does that fit into your scheme of events or duties right now?
No chief of staff, no general has the right to call a governor to order. The governor has been elected by his people.
Start your day right, because this is the breakfast show that adds to your breakfast. TVC Breakfast, weekdays at 7 a.m. only on TVC News.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
There is always more to a story than the screaming headline. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions and digging for facts. I believe the viewers are able to make a better decision if they're well informed and understand not just a part, but the complete story. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Lagos is the most visited state in Africa as the 5th largest economy on the continent. Covering the state and its government is no mean feat, it's a busy beat. We go beyond the curtain of tapes to traveling far into the deep.
I want to thank the Lagos State government for the healthcare facility.
To bring stories that cut across all spectrums.
A greater Lagos shall be ours.
We tell you stories that define our collective well-being as Lagosians. I'm Adedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
You're still watching the news at 7. It's time to take a look at happenings in the world of sports. We start with football, where Chelsea Football Club have appointed former Tottenham and Paris Saint-Germain boss Mauricio Pochettino as the new manager of the club. The 51-year-old is expected to start his job in West London on the 1st of July 2023. Mauricio Pochettino had managed clubs like Tottenham Hotspur and played in the UEFA Champions League before joining Paris Saint-Germain. Pochettino will be back at a familiar role in the Premier League and also with Chelsea based in West London. The need for government at all levels to encourage the private sector involvement in sports development has been emphasized as the country welcomes new sets of leaders at both state and national level. The call was made in Lagos during a 3-on-3 basketball tournament held and a sense of excellence. We have more details in this report.
Sports is often described as a unifying force and a medium through which passion and skills are being expressed. This was the case as the Communities and Schools Slam Dunk Championship, organized by the Adrian Sports Foundation, is aimed at promoting the game of 3x3 basketball in Nigeria. The 3x3 is a variation of basketball played with 3 players aside in a half-court setup, playing with 1 backboard. It was adopted as an Olympic sport at the 2020 Summer Olympic Games held in Tokyo and at the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. These youngsters, drawn from schools and communities across Lagos, gathered at the Lupeju basketball court for the thrilling contest of skills, stamina, and accuracy.
We came up with the 3-on-3 where, these participants will engage each other, they play, and then at the end of the day, we have a winner, at the end of the championship. We intend to, go national with this event. We intend to go across every other state in Nigeria, where we can discover more talents.
After a long day on the court, the trio of Deborah Jacob, Moyosori Adolphus, and Khadijat Ali, representing the Amazon Queens, won the female championship, while the male title was taken by the dominant Wolves team.
Amazon Queens are the champions!
We didn't have any sub. We're just 3. I'm still 1. It's not about being big. It's about having the brain to play.
I enjoy everything. It was fun. The dance, the basketball, 3-on-3. It was fun. And then it helped me build my confidence.
This is the most exciting tournament I've ever been to, number 1. And number 2, as people are plenty, I feel like this is a good thing. Exposure as a player and also giving us chance to play basketball freely.
Looking at the event, we are also talking to the kids, taking them through financial literacy talk, and also to encourage them mentorship on how to be great citizens and great leaders for the future.
With that, it's a wrap on the sports segment. On the news at 7. We'll go for a break, and Abosede will be back with the rest of the news.
Politics is defined as getting what, where, when, and how. But in the mix, many things come to play to shape the political fortune of any country.
Honorable Minister, you misinform the public.
From the political actors to the electorate, campaign to voting, from debates to policy decisions, big events happen to engage us in constant conversation.
That's what we're looking for. Not some people who are talking about ethnicity. No.
Who is on your mind?
Don't worry.
Join me every day on Politics Tonight, where we dissect issues that shape our political destiny. Politics Tonight, weekdays on TVC News.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Every week, Green Angle, in partnership with Wild Aid, will bring you a documentary series on environmental issues affecting Nigeria's amazing biodiversity, from climate change, air pollution, and wildlife conservation. We will be traveling across Nigeria to give you on-the-ground report of the issues affecting our environment. It airs every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
Finally on TVC News at 7, Russian missiles have hit Ukraine's capital, Kiev, following 2 nights of heavy drone strikes. They were all reportedly shot down, and there are no reports of casualties. Flaming debris from the intercepted missiles landed in residential areas in central Kyiv. Russia has launched 16 air attacks on the Ukrainian capital this month. The latest, however, was unusual because it took place during the day and seemed to be targeted at the city center. Air Force spokesman Yuri Ignat said Iskander ballistic missiles were used in the latest attack and that it was possible S-300 and S-400 missiles had also been fired. According to reports, only one person was injured and all missiles were destroyed by Ukrainian air defenses. Russian authorities claimed all their targets had been hit. That's TVC News at 7. Thank you for watching. Special coverage of the inauguration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as 16th President of Nigeria continues at the top of the hour. Please stay with us.
Mama, them say we must pay before 12 p.m.
You go get am.
It's Momo, simple and fast.
Momo, better than cash. Dial *671# to start.
Itchy, greasy, and smelly braids can be a thing of the past. Introducing the new Ruwa braids from Expression. Made with 100% Aquatex fiber from Canicolon. The new Ruwa braids from Expression is extremely fast drying and perfect for friction-free washing. Stay dry this season with the new Ruwa braids from Expression, now available in pre-stretch and regular braid variants and in beauty shops near you.
Ovieme.
Oh, I wish you were here.
I'm always with you.
But it's not the same without you.
MTN 5G's amazing technology will change how we experience life and the internet. Get ready to encounter the incredible and remember, no be juju, na MTN 5G.
If you want to become something, become a child again. Why be a patient? If you must worry, then worry about winning. Why worry about germs? When you come home, bring tales and stories. Why bring in germs?
Shield your families from germs. When Dettol is a part of every household bucket, then you and your family can stay protected from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Everyday use of Dettol keeps my loved ones protected.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.